Miami Dolphins get their first preseason victory, and did they get it in a crazy fashion? What is up, Finn fans? Yep, Dolphins won 24-17. The Miami Dolphins beat the Detroit Lions in Detroit to go 1-0-1 because we tied the Chicago Bears in this preseason game. We're gonna react. I'm gonna talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, because unfortunately there is good, bad, and ugly in this. But I got it real quick. Ethan Robinson picking that ball off, and it's not even like it was thrown into coverage and he jumps the pass and snatches it. He literally rushing at the quarterback, jumps up in the air, and just Hayden Hooker throws it into his stomach, grabs it, game over. Like, what an absolute beautiful interception by Ethan Robinson to seal the victory for the Miami Dolphins. So we're going to go over some stats here. Miami Dolphins, Zach Wilson, 15 for 23, 151 and 1 touchdown, 98.3 passer rating. Quinn Ewers, 11 for 17, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns, 123.7 passer rating. Quinn Ewers was the better quarterback today. I honestly think, if gun to my head, who's the backup quarterback when it comes to starting the season, I'm picking Quinn Ewers. I really like the way he played today, especially in the last not even last drive, the last couple drives. But we'll get into that and we'll talk about all that stuff. Ollie Gordon, 10 carries for 50 yards. Aaron Shamklin, 2 carries for 32 yards. He had a nice 26-yard run. He had a nice little day. Theo Weiss, 6 catches for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 9 targets, caught 6 of them. D. Estridge, 3 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown. Tanner Connor, 6 catches for 48 yards. Lots of fumbling. AJ Henning fumbled on a kick return on a punt that essentially, I think, got the Lions to score. So if not for that fumble, we probably would have won 24-10. D. Estridge with the fumble that, thank God, we got back. Same thing with Jalen Wright with a fumble that, thank God, we got back. We had 3 sacks on the day, a sack and a half from Jordan Phillips. Love hearing that. And a half a sack from Cameron Good. And like I said, to end the game, Ethan Robinson with the interception. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Kick returns, just because I find it interesting. AJ Henning, 2 kick returns for 64 yards, average 32 yards, and D. Estridge, 1 for 27 yards. And then punt return wise, got some good punt returners. Punting, for anyone that cares, Jake Bailey punted twice for 109 yards. He averaged 54.5 yards per punt, and he got it inside the 20 once. And then Ryan Stonehouse, 2 punts for 80 yards, 40 yards a pop, got it inside the 20 once. Looking at the Detroit Lions, Kyle Allen, 14 for 17, 124, 2 touchdowns. He had a 136.3 passer rating. Hayden Hooker, 6 for 13, 61 yards, 0 touchdowns, and the interception, a 28 passer rating. They didn't really run that much on us. Jacob Sailors, 13 carries, 39 yards. Vakey, 5 carries, 30 yards. Deion Jackson, 4 carries, 20 yards. Receiving wise, though, they had a day. Jackson Meeks, 7 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. Isaac Tesla, 4 catches, 41 yards and a touchdown. We threw no interceptions today. I'm very happy about that. Only 1 sack on the day. Isaac Ukwu got a sack on Zach Wilson. There was another sack, but it was negated by a face mask penalty, so technically 2 sacks. Let's look at team stats real quick. The Miami Dolphins had more yards, 356 to 274. Both had turnovers. 1 a fumble on us. 1 interception on them at the end of the game. More first downs by the Miami Dolphins, 21-18. Possession, we had the ball for about a minute more. Penalty-wise, 9 penalties for 60 yards. They had 13 penalties for 86 yards. Third down conversion rate, we were 7 for 13. They were 1 for 12. But they went 3 for 3 on fourth down. So they had 2 more total plays than us, but the same amount of drives. So that is kind of the synopsis of the game in a whole when it comes to statistics. Now, the good, like I said, I like the way I saw Ollie Gordon run. I like the way I saw these running backs starting to run in the second half. I like the way Quinn Ewers was playing. Zach Wilson, I'm critical of Zach Wilson because, one, he's going to be the backup quarterback. Again, gun to my head, I would not pick him. He still is holding the ball a little too long. He's taking unwarranted sacks. He missed a would have been beautiful touchdown to D. Estridge, underthrew it, almost intercepted. Took a sack on third down that was negated by a face mask penalty, which thank God. So Zach Wilson, again, if I had, here's my thing, and I got some flack on the live stream from some, not from many. $6 million. The way you saw Zach Wilson play today, are you paying him $6 million to be your backup quarterback? And like I've said before, your quarterback goes down for 6 games. Do you think Zach Wilson's going to win you 3 of those 6? That's what you need out of a backup quarterback. We saw it with Will Levis, with the Green Bay Packers. We saw it with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Justin Fields. Like, we saw it where these backup quarterbacks came in and they still won games with the backup quarterbacks. I don't feel that confident with Zach Wilson. Quinn Ewers, on the other hand, I liked what I saw. And again, you could say, well, Quinn Ewers faced 3rd and 4th stringers. Zach Wilson faced 2nd stringers. Here's the thing. I am not judging whether it was a completion or whether this or whether that. I'm judging what he did with what he could control. And a lot of the times it was the same thing we saw last week where he stayed in the pocket too long, didn't either take off running or it's his internal clock is slow, and he missed on some easy throws. So did Kyle Allen. Like I said this before, if Kyle Allen was more efficient, and he got 2 touchdowns, but he missed on their opening drive. Penalty killed their drive, offensive penalty, and then a nice tackle for loss and a screen from Willie A. Jr. Their second drive was killed by penalties, and also Storm Duck fell, and Kyle Allen missed his tight end wide open. But again, illegal formation penalty had us forcing a 3-and-out. Kyle Allen, again, inaccurate, forces them to punt. So, if they had any better of a quarterback in there, it'd probably be a different situation. So that to me, if I'm looking at the 2 quarterbacks, Zach Wilson, I think Quinn Ewers is the better quarterback right now. We'll see what happens next week, and we'll see what happens with joint practice. And I get to see it with my own eyes. I'm going to be down in training camp this week, so I get to see it with my own eyes, which I'm very excited for. So I'll really get to tell you who I think the better quarterback is out of the 2. But yeah, so there's that. The good, obviously Quinn Ewers, Ollie Gordon, Taj Washington is still being ridiculous. D. Estridge, he had that fumble. Thank God we didn't lose, but he was still being used very effectively. Theo Weiss was doing really well. He had a drop that he needed to catch that Quinn Ewers put it right on his hands in like a beautiful tight window throw, and he drops it. Again, some of these catches that are made, you look at Quinn Ewers, his completion percentage would be even better than it already is. That's positive. I like the way that the defense was playing. I do. Here's a negative that I'll throw out there. The secondary. I don't like the way the secondary was playing in some instances. Like their 1 touchdown on 4th and 4 really killed me, because it was another situation like last week where we gave it up in the back of the end zone. Like, I was like, come on, right there. You just need to play tighter coverage and, not run into each other, because that's essentially what happened is they ran into each other, leaving the guy butt naked open for the touchdown. So the secondary still worries me. And especially because Ethan Bonner got banged up. I don't have any updates right now. I'll probably have some for you tomorrow when I do a deeper dive into that. But they need to address corner. And again, there's still guys out there like Rasul Douglas, like Stephon Gilmore, and there's still possibilities to add a veteran to give you a little bit more security blanket when it comes to the secondary, because right now it scares the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie to you. The depth on the offensive line isn't great either. Like, there's so many times where the runs were just stuffed, and it wasn't great at all. Bubble screens, stop, please. I know it's preseason and you want to work on things in preseason, but just stop with the bubble screens. Please, just stop with the bubble screens. Work on other things. This is what you should be working on, other things. Stop throwing bubble screens. So many times they're throwing bubble screens and they're getting tackles for loss. Now, one of the bubble screens, Estridge took it, I think it was a 3rd and long, and he took it for a first down. I think it was on the first touchdown drive. Second and third. 3rd and 12. Threw a screen to Estridge, who took it for 27 yards, down to Detroit's 10, right? Outside of that, it was tackle for loss. Like, just work on other things. You know what I'm saying? Just work on other things. But I did like some of his play calling. Mike McDaniel, I think he did a little bit better here. It's always better when we win, obviously. But like I said, that last drive was just a thing of beauty. That field goal drive. 18 plays, 117 yards because of penalties, 7 minutes and 53 seconds. You are up 21-17. You need to eat the clock up, but you also need to add points on there. And they just churned it and ate up 7 minutes and 53 seconds and then kicked the field goal to make it a 7-point game. Like, they just did their thing. 8-yard run, 12-yard pass, 17-yard pass to Theo Weiss, 13-yard pass, 26-yard run from Shamklin, 12-yard pass, 14-yard pass. Like, it was just methodical. Boop, 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 right down the field. Hit Armstrong for 12 yards. Theo Weiss for 14 yards. So there's some positives to take out of this, especially from all the stuff we were hearing in joint practice. Obviously, our starters and their starters weren't out there. It's positive to hear all this stuff and get this stuff out of here. But there are things that they still need to work on. And we need depth on the offensive line. Still scares the crap out of me. Larry Borum is just bad. I'm sorry. He's just bad. You know, we need to address that some way, somehow, because he's not good. I'm sorry. He's just not good. They need to do something with that. Penalties. That's the thing I wanted to talk about. Another bad is the penalties. Illegal formation, which they are cracking down on. It wasn't just the Dolphins. Again, we saw Detroit had way more penalties than the Miami Dolphins, but they need to crack down on the penalties. Again, this is preseason. This is backups. This is 3rd stringers, 4th stringers. I get that, but these are things and fundamentals that need to be worked on. And it was sloppy at some points. But again, we won. You know, the only time we didn't score any points was in the second quarter. 7 in the first, 7 in the third, 10 in the fourth. Nice to see. We held them scoreless for 2 quarters. They only kicked a field goal in the third. Like, the defense did their thing. Liking the pressure we were getting. I'm liking the linebacker play. We'll see how this continues to transition. There are areas of this team that still need to be addressed, and there are areas of this team where they're deep. Like, I think they're deep at receiver. I think they're deep at pass rusher. I'm liking the way the DTs are playing in Phillips and Grant. It's good. It's a good game. Again, there's some sloppiness in there that needs to be worked on, but so far I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the way it panned out. Again, that last drive makes me incredibly happy, how long they ate up the clock and just churned. Fourth quarter, touchdown by the Dolphins. We forced them to punt, 8 plays, 20 yards. Then we march down the field for 8 minutes, kick a field goal, and they throw an interception. That's how you want to end these games. Like, if this was starter versus starter, Dolphins versus Lions, we'd be proud of this. So I'm happy about that. Comment below. What's your thoughts and feelings of this game? What are your positives, your negatives, all that stuff? I will see you tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, definitely Monday. We're going to look deeper into this, going to see what Mike McDaniel and other things had to say and all that good stuff. But Miami gets the W. Like I said, they're 1-0-1 right now. Then we are home for the Jacksonville Jaguars this Saturday at 7 o'clock. It is nationally televised. And I will be heading down to Miami on Tuesday. We'll be there the 20th and the 21st for camp and joint practice. So I will see you down there. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.